viewers, welcome to the live. Today we are going to discuss of the topic that involves how eating non-veg and slaughtering animals in the name of God to God as an offering is a very bad, unethical, unrighteous and very foolish, illogical, bad thing, because when we look at it as with an example that involves Israel, the Israel in recent times there's a headline been circulating in the social media platform that Israel is trying to sacrifice cows to their Messiah to call him to the earth. Actually, the Messiah himself or itself won't accept the offering, because the Messiah has created the cows, red heifers, or the red heifers belonging to cow family for a purpose. Like when you take cows, for example, they provide us with milk. This until the human life, all the human lives are nourished with the nutritious and healthy diet of milk, the cows won't go extinct. Actually, the God has appointed the cows to provide us with milk. The God has appointed, assigned a duty to not just the cows but to all the living beings. Even for fish, the God has assigned the duty of massaging the foot of those having a skin disease, that is wearing off the skin. Like you would have heard massaging of the foot by fish. So when you grow fish in a huge tank, they massage your food. And also goat, when the goat are created to give you all milk and also to graze the land and make the land even. The grassland can be maintained in a good stature because of the goats, because they graze the grassland and make them even. And also chickens are there to chase away grasshoppers and other pests that damage and destroys the crops. And also there are many other animals similar to the animals that I have stated here. They are all created for a purpose. So before they fulfill their purpose, if they are killed, then it will be leading to a sin that will not be forgiven by God. And also when you eat a non-veg, you actually develop many diseases, heart diseases, cholesterol, and many other diseases along with the developed diseases. By using when you develop cholesterol, and when you take a drug for it, pharmaceutical drug for it, and even drugs comes with side effect contraindications, so you develop other diseases. And also cholesterol, bad cholesterol, in the sense it's low density lipoprotein. So with the low density lipoprotein, your health goes down, your health stature goes down. So you just don't harm your own health, but also the society as a whole, because it just doesn't the eating non-veg not just contributes to the harmful effects on your health, harmful impact or the effects on your health, but also on the environment. It leads to climate change, global warming, and release of greenhouse gases and leaving carbon footprint. I'm not just saying this because I can prove it, because researchers have recently examined the diets of 55,500 people and found that vegans are responsible for 75% less in greenhouse gases than meat eaters. And also the greenhouse gas emissions are less in people who follow a plant-based diet, and it accounts for 75% less than those who eat more than 3.5 ounces of meat a day. And vegan diet also results in significantly less harm to land, water and biodiversity. And this research was done by University of Oxford. While the link between animal agriculture and environmental harm is well established, and the earlier studies used scientific modeling to reach those conclusions. By contrast, the Oxford research drew from the actual diets of 55,500 people, vegans, vegetarians, in the United Kingdom, and used data from some 38,000 farms in 119 countries. Actually, by contrast, the Oxford research drew from the actual diets of 55,500 people involving vegans, vegetarians, fish eaters and meat eaters also in the United Kingdom, and used data from some 38,000 farms in 119 countries. The peer-reviewed study led by Peter Scarborough, a professor of population health at Oxford, was published on Thursday in the journal Nature Food. And also, they came to a conclusion that if meat eaters in the United Kingdom who consume more than 3.5 ounces of meat a day, slightly less than the size of a quarter-pound burger, cut their intake to less than 1.7 ounces a day, roughly the amount of a single McDonald's meat patty, it would be the equivalent of taking 8 million cars off the road, Dr. Scarborough said. And also the study found that compared to meat-heavy diets, vegan diets resulted in 75% less land use, 54% less water use, 66% less biodiversity use. A vegan diet avoids all animal products including meat, eggs and dairy. In terms of greenhouse gas emissions, people who ate more than 3.5 ounces of meat daily accounted for 22.5 pounds of carbon dioxide emissions a day due to, among other variables, the farming of livestock and land used to grow animal feed. People who ate less than 1.7 ounces of meat accounted for about half that amount, or about 11.8 pounds of carbon dioxide emissions, while fish eaters accounted for 10.4 pounds of carbon dioxide a day, and vegetarian diet produced 9 pounds of carbon dioxide daily. Yeah, it does produce carbon dioxide, but relatively less. Then the other sources. Vegan diets at the lowest totals, accounting for 5.4 pounds of carbon dioxide a day. There were parallel effects on freshwater pollution and biodiversity loss by diet type in terms of land and water use, and effects on species extinction. Vegetarians, fish eaters and low meat diets had similar results. So this was actually done by the University of Oxford, and study also found that vegans and vegetarians were on average younger than fish and meat eaters. Dr. Scarborough said that while critics of plant-based diets often highlighted environmental effects of select vegan foods, such as the volume of water required to produce almond milk, the new research showed that plant-based diets had far less of an environmental toll than animal-based ones, regardless of how the food was produced. In the Oxford study, meat was defined as all land animals. Earlier research has found that organic cows, chicken and pig meat production is just as harmful to the climate as conventional livestock farming. What our work says is even in the worst case scenarios, the environmental footprint of not only vegan diets but low meat diets are much better than high meat consuming diets, Dr. Scarborough said. This reinforces the message that the amount of meat we consume is strongly related with our environmental footprint. Dr. Scarborough said, small changes from being a high meat eater to a low meat eater can make a huge difference in environmental impact. Globally, the food system is responsible for about 1/3 of planet heating emissions, 70% of freshwater use and 78% of freshwater pollution. To slow the worst climate effects, the United Nations has called for a drastic reduction in meat consumption. The Oxford study was founded by the Wellcome Trust, an independent global charity based in London focused on health research. So this is all what the research study says, and also the other thing is that with this research itself, it's clear that when we eat vegan diets, when we consume vegan diet, it's much healthier for us and it benefits the community or the environment that we live in. And also the other thing that I would like to discuss with you all is that it contributes to the eating non-veg actually contributes to the biodiversity loss, deforestation, soil degradation, water usage, greenhouse gas emissions, like I said before, climate change. All these are caused by meat eating. Because climate change, as forests are destroyed, soil is degraded, water resources are depleted and large volumes of greenhouse gases are released. Animal agriculture is having a devastating effect on our already struggling climate. This means that if current climate goals are to be met, there needs to be significant change in the way meat is consumed. Actually, it says that meat production significantly contributes to the release of greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. As large volumes of these greenhouse gases accumulate in the Earth's atmosphere, they absorb radiation, prevent heat escaping. This leads to global warming. Raising farmed animals in such massive numbers is among the key contributors to its greenhouse gas emissions. As ruminant animals, they digest their food in a process known as enteric fermentation, which releases methane and nitrous oxide. Both of these are highly potent greenhouse gases, with methane being 27 to 30 times and nitrous oxide 273 times more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide over a 100-year period. So, and also for the biodiversity loss, it says that much of the land that is burned and cleared for animal agriculture was once home to a variety of different plant and animal species. When these plants are destroyed and animals have nowhere to live, this results in a loss of biodiversity. 60% of biodiversity loss today can be related to meat consumption. Biodiversity loss has a severely detrimental effect effect on an ecosystem's ability to regulate itself. So it both drives climate change and reduces the ability of ecosystems to cope with climate change. And for deforestation, it says that as increasing numbers of animals are raised for meat production, vast areas of land are being cleared for the animals to live on and their food to be grown. In the Amazon rainforest, for example, 80% of deforestation is due to the clearing of land for cattle ranching. The deforestation caused by the animal agricultural industry results in 340 million tons of carbon being released into the atmosphere each year. So all these are negative impacts by the non-veg consumption. And also other thing that I would like to say is that of the greenhouse gas emission from livestock, 44% are in the form of methane and 29% in the form of nitrous oxide. So taking note of all this, we need to decide now itself that should we really have to consume should we really have to intake non-veg and continue to depend on non-veg, or move on to a healthy life that is of intaking vegetarian or vegan. And also the other things is that I have produced all the necessary proofs that prove that eating non-veg is really a bad thing. So now it's time for you all to decide. So I'll leave it on your hands. So next time we'll discuss about a different topic. Until then, signing off. Bye.